Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We will present a topic of discussion, the death of the author Roland Barthes. Here, who will present it is Setia Cipta Pratama and Putri Salma Nabila. This is topic discussion that we discussed in this presentation. First is what is a writing. Second is what is a text. Third is what is an author. Fourth is how we can determine that a writing or a text implies not only a single but multiplied meaning. 5 is why does Barthes reject the single theological meaning in a writing or in a text? And 6th is explain the praise, the birth of the reader must be at the cost of the death of the author.
The first, what is writing? So the author explanation is in the English dialogue to shape the sound and find everything, because the origin process is the preferred language expression in the text into us.
The next is what is a text. On page 239 we know that a text is not line words releasing a single theological but a multidimensional space in which a variety of writings, none of them original, blend on the glass. The text is a tissue of quotation drawn from the innumerable center of culture. According to Barthes, unity of text lies in its destination, not its origin. Its multiplicity is focused on the reader as an absent point within the text to whom it speaks. The writer and the reader are linguistic person, not psychological person. Their role on the story is defined by their code. Place in this course, not their specific traits. A text cannot have a specific single meaning, but reader is composed of multiple system through which it's constructive in Barthes. In Barthes' case, reading stocks through design, they use both in their structure in the text and their reader meanings, and the text is a tissue of quotation. The use of the word quotation expressed the idea that a text cannot really be created or original. It is always made up an arrangement of pre-existing quotation or ideas. Therefore, the author is not really an author, but writer-scripter who simply put together pre-existing text.
What is an author? So the author explanation is about author origin, but the literature is a product of modernity with the best thing coming out including naturalism and prisoner reform. But the history of the revival of playing free offline, interview, magazine, extra soft, and literature branch of ice. In central individual is his life any space but the one to remind us.
The next is number 4. How we can determine that a writing or a text applies not only a single but multiplied meaning. On page 139, we know that a text is not a line of words releasing a single theological meaning, but a multidimensional space in which a variety of writings. And also on page 240, in the multiplicity of writings, everything is to be distinguished, nothing is separate, and structure can be followed, run at every point and at every level, but there is nothing beneath. The space of writing is to be arranged, not pierced. Writing cautiously, meaning cautiously to evaporate it, carrying out a systematic assumption of meaning. That means a text made of multiple writings drawn from many cultures and entering into relation of dialogue, parody, contestation, but there is one place that is the multiplicity is focused, and the place is the readers, not as fast hit hard to say the author. The reader is the space on which all the quotations that make up a writing are inscribed without any of them being lost. A text unity lies not in its origin but in its origin destination, yet this destination cannot and no longer personal. The reader is without history, biography, psychology. It simply that someone who holds together in a single field all the traces by which the written text constitute.
Is why Dwes better reject the single theological in a writing or in the text. So that's we have, and I want to say the text is multidimensional space where none of them are original. It's just a short native clause that has been used for the context, the audio of the singing drum. In one, the text is to keep your artist from saying that they are something. It makes sense when I say that the wind is blowing, saying this question from immovable genders.
The next is number 6. Explain the phrase the birth of the reader must be at the cost of the death of the author. In Roland Barthes say the death of the author, Barthes assert the author is dead because the letter is no longer of a deep structure in a particular text to him. The author doesn't create meaning in the text and cannot be explained. It's a text. Knowing about the person who wrote it. A text, however, cannot physically exist disconnected from the author who writes it. Even if the role of the author is to mix pre-existing signs, it doesn't follow that the author function is dead. Barthes attributes other shapes to the reader who forms meaning and understanding. The reader is, however, an abstraction without history. Biography, psychology, the context, biography, and psychology can only be set by the author. Thus, the author is life, and well, text cannot be exist without the author. That's all from group 11. Sorry if there's a mistake from us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.